Testing. 1, 2, 3.
A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man,
Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 732nd edition of TSR Primetime. We'll call it TSR Live because there's still light outside. The 732nd edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity. And I thought I had this thing. Dialed in. I don't know why it stops. Looks like it stopped right there at half my face. So let me go in and do this manually. I do not know. I don't know what happened. I really, really don't know what happened, but that is all right. We can correct that. You know what it is? I know exactly what it is. Jesus freaking Christ, man. Unbelievable. I don't know why it did this. I have no idea why it just did this. So my equipment did what it was supposed to do, but for whatever reason, OBS keeps widening the screen. Like it overexposed the screen, so it showed only my. Okay, there we go. All right, doing much better. Doing much better. Listen, guys, I'll definitely start getting the hang of the production again. A lot of moving parts, man. A lot of moving parts in this. I remember Kevin. Kevin Samuels once told me that during my show I probably do the jobs of about 12 or 13 people. And now it's probably closer to 9 or 10 because I have Dev, but listen, man, these things happen. It is what it is. It is what it is. Welcome in, everyone. It's good to have you with us. It is, what is this, Thursday? It is Thursday, April 29th of 2021. Tonight is the NFL draft. I will most certainly be watching that. As always, we are streaming live to YouTube, Twitch, MGTOW.tv, and in crystal clear, high-resolution 4K to Sharpe Stream, the first independently owned and run live streaming platform in this community. So however you are watching, wherever you're watching us from, thank you for making the Sharpe Reality Live a part of your daily routine. I'm not streaming to Facebook because I am in Facebook jail again. I'm in Facebook jail again, and it is what it is. It's not my first stint behind bars. Not my first stint behind bars in Facebook jail, so it is what it is. So I'll be able to stream live to Facebook in about 30 days. Very, very much looking forward to that. Later on in the show, we are going to talk about Kim Kardashian is apparently dating Van Jones. Van Jones works for CNN. He's a political pundit, definitely a BLM advocate, and all the rest of that. But there's something about their relationship, believe it or not, that is typical of today's American females. Even though she's Kim K, she's still a female. She's still an American born and raised female. And so, like most American born and raised females, she operates a certain way that she was taught. Lizzo is back in the news. She keeps sideways shooting her shot at Chris Evans. And I'll tell you what. That's going to be and I'm going to point out a very interesting and unique angle from that perspective, other than the obvious. Lizzo is really trying to put Chris Evans behind the 8 ball. I will explain that later. But we are going to start with Willow Smith opening up about what it means to be polyamorous. Now, Willow Smith, obviously the daughter of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, both highly successful Hollywood actors. Of course, we all know Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the Bad Boys series. He had a run of mega hits, including Muhammad Ali, and then he kind of went downhill, what with, I think, Suicide Squad. I think 7 Pounds was pretty bad. Either way, Will Smith is a very accomplished actor. Jada Pinkett Smith, obviously a very highly accomplished actress. Huge net worth, power couple, and all the rest of that. Of course, we all remember the whole cheating scandal that happened, where Will Smith pretended to be hurt on camera, right? Will Smith had to pretend that he was hurt on camera because, well, they have an image to uphold. Jada Pinkett Smith was getting side sausage from somebody else. Will Smith had to act like he is somehow hurt. And it's funny because guys in this audience, guys who watch me and other channels like this, Oh, we all knew Will Smith was a simp, and we all knew that he was a beta, this and that and the other. Look here. Will Smith is an actor. Okay? He is an actor. If he, as an actor, an accomplished actor at that, I don't think he's ever, I don't know, maybe he's won an Academy Award. I can't remember exactly. But it stands to reason that as an actor, he can sell the fact that he really is hurt and is crying about his wife's supposed infidelity. That's the first point. The second point is if Jada Pinkett is getting sausage on the side, you don't think Will Smith is smashing girls on the side? You don't think the rumors about him and Margot Robbie were true? Listen, he's Will Smith. We all know that high status, high value celebrities, actors, women throw themselves at them all the time. They throw themselves at Will Smith all the time. Jada Pinkett? Not so much. Jada Pinkett is too old to date or mess with men her own age. This is why she was able to get side sausage from, I think it was like 27, 28-year-old dude. I don't even remember what the dude's name is. But that's the only reason why she was able to pull that off is because, well, dude didn't know any better, right? When a lot of women reach the wall, they reach that certain age where they know that high-status men aren't really paying attention to them anymore. The guys that used to wait in line to smash and all that good stuff. Remember those days? Well, when those guys start ignoring them, they do whatever it takes to sort of recapture their youth. Well, again, like I said earlier, most women of a certain age are too old to date men their own age by the time they hit their 40s. I don't know how old Jada Pinkett is, but she's probably, 47, 48. And so the only side sausage she's ever going to get are from young bucks, dudes who don't know any better. I was going to talk about the Madonna thing yesterday, didn't have time. Madonna's 62 years old. She's got a 27-year-old boyfriend. Why? Because men 30 and up don't want to date Madonna. They don't. Men, listen, accomplished, high-status men, 35 and up, well-accomplished, high-status, rich, 6, 7, 8-figure, whatever. They don't want to date a 62-year-old has-been. They don't want to date a 42-year-old has-been. Madonna is way too old to be dating men her age. This is why she has a 27-year-old boyfriend. So I'm being told by producer Dev that Jada is 49. Jada is 49. This is the reason why J-Lo is getting back with A-Rod. Because J-Lo called herself getting mad that A-Rod was smashing blonde chicks literally half her age. And just like Myron and I discussed on Weights and Dates, J-Lo realized, you know what? A-Rod is as good as it gets. And she is very, very lucky to have the opportunity to date someone of Alex Rodriguez's ilk. Alex Rodriguez, I promise you, has a harem of twice as many women, half J-Lo's age. J-Lo's just going to have to learn to be okay with it because she will never, ever date or be involved with a high-status man like A-Rod long-term. Listen, man. Dudes might slide in and hit it and get some clout, right? Like this is what appears to be what Van Jones is doing, right? And we'll get into that a little bit later. But at the end of the day, women know they can say whatever they want. Well, I'm worth it, and I'm this, and I'm that. And listen, if that's what you want to think, that's fine. Just understand that it's a different world. It's a different world. When women get to a certain age, they soon realize that they are too old to date women. Or men, rather, their own age. Probably women, too. Who knows about that? But enough of me waxing poetic about the ride together, die together, bad marriage for life. That was actually a pretty clever send-off for those two. Like, if you're going to make light of that situation, that was perfect. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was great. I was like, okay, that works. Anyway, appearing on the Red Talk, the 20-year-old explained that having more than one intimate partner at a time doesn't mean she has more sex. Oh my, wow. So already we've got capping going on. She's already capping. We'll get into that. We'll get into that later. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do some on-screen production. I'll probably add this the next time. Anytime somebody's capping, I'm just going to put a cap on the screen. I'm not going to say anything. I'm like, oh, she's capped. Nope. I'm just going to put it up there and just kind of be quiet. Let the emoji do the talking like the kids do these days. Paul Mann on Sharpe Stream says, did not realize Madonna was 62. She's 3 years away from collecting Social Security. Yeah, she's 7 years into her AARP card membership as well. Madonna's old. She's old. Let's read what is going on here. The article starts, Willow Smith hopes to educate others on the misconceptions of non-monogamous relationships by sharing her own experiences. In Wednesday's episode of Red Table Talk, the actor-singer opened up about being polyamorous, which is defined as being in more than one intimate relationship at a time. Let's stop right there. Now, I'm not an expert on polyamory, but, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it sounds to me that what the author just described as polyamory, quote unquote, is just a girl who sleeps around. Am I wrong? Like, listen, again, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought the word polyamory indicated that there is one, like both people, like there's a relationship involved. Like there are two people who are in a, I guess, committed relationship and they sleep with other people, but in the end, they always come back to each other. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I've never been polyamorous. Well, I'll tell you what, according to the definition in this article, according to Curtis Wong's definition, I've actually been in many polyamorous relationships, right? Being in more than one intimate relationship at the same time. And I don't think so. Guys. Being in more than one intimate relationship at one time, that's just sleeping with multiple people. That's not a fancy word for it. So once again, and I say this all the time, guys, today's women, especially today's women, they simply cannot bring themselves to call their behavior exactly what it is. They just can't do it. They can't do it. They like to dress it up and make it sound special. I need to find myself. That's in Womanese. All my Womanese students, I need to find myself. Translation, I'm going to sleep with a lot of guys in a short period of time. That's all that is. There's no finding yourself in sleeping around. If you're going to sleep around, just say, listen, I'm going to go through my hoe phase. But instead of just calling it what it is, which is going through a hoe phase, they try to make it seem as though it's this mystical, magical journey of self-discovery and self-fulfillment. No, you just want to go get your fill of random sausage for as long as you can, and right before you hit the wall, then you'll lock down the guys that you rejected. Well, Willow Smith here is doing the same thing, and Mr. Wong is aiding and abetting, because which is defined as being in more than one intimate relationship at the same time, that is not polyamory. That's just called being a hoe. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. There's nothing polyamorous about sleeping around, having more than one sexual relationship at a time. That's being a 304. There's nothing polyamorous about this. So I went and looked this up on Wikipedia. Let's just take a look at this. Let me blow this up so you guys can see it here. And listen, man, I'm not one to, and to be honest with you guys, I don't give a damn what the definition of polyamory is. I really don't care. But when Mr. Wong here in this article defines, well, polyamory is defined as being in more than one sexual relationship at a time, that's not even close. So it says polyamory, blah, 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 is the practice of or desire for intimate relationships with more than one partner with the informed consent of all partners involved. People who identify as polyamorous may believe in an open relationship with a conscious management of jealousy and reject the view that sexual and relational exclusivity are necessary for deep, committed, long-term loving relationships. Relational exclusivity. So there we go. There's our definition. They can go and sleep with other people, but at the end of the night, they agree to be in a relationship. So let's look at the definition of an open relationship. An open relationship, it says on Wikipedia, Also known as a non-exclusive relationship, is an intimate relationship that is sexually non-monogamous. The term may refer to polyamory, but generally indicates a relationship where there is a primary emotional and intimate relationship between two partners who agree to at least the possibility of intimacy with other people. That is the definition of polyamory, guys. You're in a relationship with a woman, or if you're a woman, you're in a relationship with a man, and you guys can sleep with other people, but in the end, you agree that you don't go to the movies with these people, with who you're smashing on the side. And a lot of times I hear they say that there's no kissing allowed. I've never been in this kind of relationship. I've never had to lay down ground rules, but anything outside of just sex, like passionate touching, kissing, things of that nature, that stuff, I'm told, is out of bounds. That is reserved for the person that they are committed to. So if Willow Smith really believes that polyamory is being in more than one relationship at the same time, this just proves how uneducated she is. Or she's either uneducated about polyamory, or she's very educated on how to spin her behavior to make it seem like less than it is. Let's see what she says. With polyamory, she says, I feel like the main foundation is the freedom to be able to create a relationship style that works for you, and not just stepping into monogamy because that's what everyone around you says is the right thing to do. Smith, 20, said as a part of a candid chat with her mother, Jada Pinkett Smith, and grandmother, Adrienne Banfield Norris. So, oh man. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. So, just not stepping into monogamy because that's what everyone around you says is the right thing to do. I'm sorry. Who the hell is out here endorsing? Listen, there are a lot of people that endorse monogamy, but I do know this. In Willow Smith's world, nobody's endorsing monogamy. She comes from Hollywood. No, dude, not even, dude. Having multiple partners, that's the norm. Okay? Having multiple partners is the norm. It is no longer the norm to be sexually exclusive with one person. It's just not anymore. It's just not anymore. So, and again, womanists and a lot of girl power movement activists use, well, society's standards and norms keep holding us down. What norms are you talking about? What norms are you talking about? All of the norms have been thrown right out the window. Girls use, well, I don't want to do the traditional thing, and like everybody does. Nobody's doing the traditional thing. Most people are just sleeping around. Even married couples are sleeping around having affairs with each other. So for her to say, well, listen, I'm bucking the trend. I'm bucking the trend. Everybody says to be monogamous, but I'm not going to do that because no, nobody's monogamous. Nobody. The only people who are monogamous are people who have to be. The only people who are monogamous are people who do not get opportunities to sleep with other people. Read unattractive people. Let's continue. And I think this conversation, I don't know, I guess women can talk about this kind of stuff, but I guess it seems a little creepy that she's having this conversation with her mother and her grandmother. I don't know. She continues, so I was like, how can I structure the way I approach relationships with that in mind? Translation, how can I sleep with other people and be non-monogamous without calling it that? How can I be a 304 without actually saying I'm a 304? Also, she says, doing research into polyamory, the main reasons why monogamous relationships or why marriage, why divorces happen is infidelity. Oh boy. Oh boy. The main reason is infidelity. Ay, 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 ay. The main reason is infidelity. It's oh, wait a minute, that's Myron. Oh, no. There we go. No, Myron was having some technical difficulties. That's why he couldn't make it onto the show yesterday. So, we are all good there. Yeah, the reason why relationships end is or relationships when marriages, infidelity happens in relationships, but that's not really you want to know why divorces happen? Because divorce is incentivized. Women are incentivized to divorce their husbands. That's just all there is to it. Now, high status men who are in the upper socioeconomic status, and I'm not really a studies shows guy. I don't like to point to graphs or statistics. Look at high society. Millionaires that are married almost never get divorced. Almost never get divorced. Yeah, listen, we hear about some prominent billionaires getting divorced. Dr. Dre, Jeff Bezos, he seems to be making out okay. Obviously, McKinsey, I guess, is shacking up with a hot English teacher or whatever the hell that guy's name was, right? But infidelity is so rampant and is so the norm. That's not really the reason why marriages end. No, marriages end because women are incentivized to end them. Marriages end because men no longer are heads of household. Marriages end because women are placing the wrong emphasis on things that actually make relationships last, like honesty, cooking, cleaning, staying in good shape. Marriages end because men have been given faulty tools in terms of how to handle a woman in a marriage. Marriages end because the church makes them end. Infidelity, I would submit to you guys right here, right now. Infidelity is probably maybe the 9th or 10th reason down in terms of the number one reasons why marriages end. Infidelity is like 8, 9, possibly even 10. So Willow Smith, again, listen, she's young. She's still in her youth. It is what it is. Just, this is what happens when people who have no business talking about things open their mouth. But what is? We'll cut her a break. She is young after all. With polyamory, hang on a second. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. She went on to note that she was introduced to consensual non-monogamy through kind of a non-sexual lens, and stressed that having more than one partner at a time doesn't mean she's more sexually active. In my friend group, she says, I'm the only polyamorous person, and I have the least sex out of all my friends. Oh, boy. Ay, ay, ay. Like, come on, Willow. Come on, Willow. And it's almost as though her mother and grandmother are sitting there coaching her on how to just outright lie to the public. So, let me get this straight. You are in sexual relationships with multiple people. You are the only one of your friends who is in sexual relationships with multiple people, yet you have the least sex out of all of your friends. And you know this to be true because why? Are you there to watch them have sex? Are we keeping tallies? You guys a part of a group text? Hey, just got laid. Hey, there's one for Steve. Just got laid. Hey, there's one for Susie. Wait a minute. That's 2 for you, Susie. You nasty little you-know-what. Of course that's not happening. Willow Smith has no idea how much sex her friends are or aren't having. And for her to tell us, okay, I'm polyamorous, but I'm the least sexually active of all my friends is a flat-out lie. That is the most ridiculous, asinine thing I've ever heard. The more sexual partners you have, the more sexually active you are. Having a being involved in a strictly sexual relationship requires having sex with that person at least once a week. At least once a week. If you guys make listen, I have never been in a friends with benefit arrangement where we're having sex every other week and it lasted long. I've tried it a few times. I'll smash a girl. I'll smash a girl. And, we make plans for, 2 weeks later, we'll smash. Okay, we'll do this again in 2 weeks. Yeah, we just kind of ghost each other. You need that frequency. Guys are like, dude, I'm smashing 6 girls at the same time. No, you've had sex with 6 girls in the last 6 months. Have you had sex with them more than once? Right? The more sexual partners you have, the more sexually active you are. For her to tell us that she's the only polyamorous person in her group, but she somehow has the least sex out of all of her friends. Apparently she is keeping count with every time someone gets laid. Oh, look at this caption. Oh my God, I didn't even see this the first time I read this. Wow. So the caption is, genuine womanist politics always brings us from bondage to freedom, from lovelessness to loving. There can be no love without justice. Happy International Women's Day. Well, we can see exactly where this came from. Wow. Wow. And I like also how she said she came at it from a non-sexual, through a non-sexual lens up there in the top right. This is just her trying to snowflake, right? This is, and women love to do this. They want to let everyone know that they are sexually desirable without being called a 304. Well, I'm the only one of my friends that is polyamorous. Read. A lot of men want to have sex with me, but I have the least amount of sex. Men want me, but I don't give in to men. Yeah, that's bullshit. There's no way that's true. No way that's true. And Willow and her mother and grandmother both know it. Jada looks good for 49. I will give her that, but she needs to grow her hair out. Like, I can't think of anything more unfeminine than a woman with short hair. It's ridiculous. After the latest episode of Red Table Talk appeared on Facebook Watch, a number of media outlets were quick to deem Smith's remarks a coming out. However, she's spoken out about her interest in polyamorous relationships before. In a 2019 episode of Red Table Talk, she said that she could be polyfidelitous with one man and one woman. I'm not the kind of person that is constantly looking for new sexual experiences, she said at the same time. I focus a lot on the emotional connection, and I feel like if I were to find two people of different genders that I really connected with and we had a romantic and sexual connection, I don't feel like I would need to go try to go find more. Again, this is cap. This is cap. So she's not the kind of person who is constantly looking for new sexual experiences, yet she's having sex with multiple people. I'm not looking for new sexual experiences, but if I find 2 or 4 people, more than 4 genders that I don't know, we could probably do something. At every turn, she is snowflaking. At every turn, she is outright lying so she doesn't get S-shamed. It is so obvious that she is being dishonest about this, it's ridiculous. And there's her mother and her grandmother right there to co-sign. That's right, girl, you tell him. You hoe it up. Listen, you tell him you can be a hoe, but you're not really a hoe because you're a good person. Ay, ay, ay. Smith doubled down on that point in Wednesday's episode, noting once again that she didn't see herself having more than 2 intimate partners at a time. Just because a woman says, well, I don't see myself having more than 2 intimate partners at a time. So let me get this straight. You don't see yourself having more than 2 intimate partners at a time, yet you're polyamorous. Look, you're sleeping with 2 people, sweetie, right? And girls like to say this. They like to characterize things like this. Just like Willow did. Well, listen, I mean, I don't see myself having more than 2 intimate partners at a time. Then when the other 7 find out that she has more than 2, you said you didn't see yourself having more than 2 intimate partners at a time, Willow. What the hell? Well, I didn't see myself having more than 2 intimate partners at a time. It just kind of happened. Girls will say, I don't see myself cheating on you. I would never, ever cheat on you. And then when she cheats on you, how could you cheat on me? It just happened. Ay, ay, ay. So the article concludes. It says, let me say, me and my partner or partners wants to help people, Smith said, and we need to put our finances together in order to make that vision happen. That's the only way I could see myself getting married. Wow. Wow. So now she is saying that as a woman with I'm going to marry a man. So Willow Smith is set for life financially. But if you need to put your finances with another man's finances to make that vision happen, that would be the only way you could see yourself getting married. Listen, maybe in her world, but women in the real world, they get married to get taken care of. They get married to get taken care of. There is no, hey, let me put my, no. Women, as far as women go in finances, what's mine is mine, what's yours is mine. This is why I tell guys, don't get married. And if you're going to live with a woman where there is no common law marriage. Getting married is a financial risk. Dude, living in a state where there's common law marriage, that's a financial risk. Don't do it. And then, of course, it tells us that we can watch Wednesday's edition of Table Talk there. Yeah, no thanks. Think I'll pass. Think I'll pass on that. I'm gonna turn up my AC again. The remote control for my AC is broken. And Dev actually fixed it. For some reason I can't control the AC with the remote. I'm gonna have to have her come in here and fix that for me. Let's get to some super chats here, and then we will continue on with Lizzo continuing to shoot her shot and putting Chris Evans in a really, 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 really messed up situation. Red Pill Mike with the $10 super chat. I appreciate that very much. Says, most older, used-up female celebrities still make the younger guys they smash check certain boxes, and the boxes they check qualify them as men who would never want a long-term relationship with a 64-year-old Madonna. There you go. Very well said there, Red Pill Mike. Very well said. I could not have said that better myself. Red Pill Mike needs to start a blog. We need to sign a petition so that RPM can start a blog. Kiki Anomaly, $5. Official attendee at the Conference of Masculine Excellence. He is a VIP. Two VIP tickets left, guys. 2 VIP tickets left. Polly, he says, stems from the belief that, quote, no one person can fulfill all my relationship needs. So I need multiple people for every aspect of my spirit. That actually sounds like a sugar baby, right? Listen, they got a guy to pay the rent, got a guy to pay the car note, one's for the cell phone bill. That's kind of what that sounds like. It also sounds like today's women. Alan Roger Curry and I discussed this on my podcast many moons ago. And the quagmire that most men find, or most women nowadays find themselves in, is their standards are so high and so outlandish that they can never find everything they want in the same man. We've all heard the term, to keep it YouTube friendly, alpha smash, beta cash. I think I made that up, actually. I think I made up alpha smash, beta cash. Well, alpha smash, right? The hot, tall, good-looking 6'4", ripped guy with the square jaw who would make a great father. Then you've got beta cash, the guy who comes in and finances things because he's not as sexually attractive as alpha cash. Well, back in the 1950s and 1960s, they used to be able to find alpha cash, beta smash in the same man. Dude, strong, masculine men looking for love, looking for marriage, looking for, to start a family, legacy, and all that good stuff, and having the finances to actually do it. Big, strong, masculine, young, strapping young men. Alpha as all get out, who also happen to make a good living. Well, with the advent of the girl power movement, that essentially separated the two. By giving women unfettered access to birth control, hormonal birth control, women could now prioritize physical genes over long-term relationship genes, over earning potential, right? Because of birth control and the womanist movement, girls are like, well, wait a minute. I can go out here and I can have random sex with all the hot guys I want until I'm ready to settle down. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? They simply took advantage of the environment. Can't say I blame them. I say all the time, man. Listen, for girls sleeping around, it's a lot more exciting than being in a long-term relationship or being married with children. A lot more exciting. I don't blame them for taking it up on the offer. But sleeping around is not as fulfilling as being a mother. I'll tell you this. You will never ever find a woman. You ask any woman who's a mother. Do you like being a mother? Just, oh my God, listen, it's tough. It's, you go through the terrible twos and all that good stuff. But to a woman, nothing is more fulfilling than being a mother. Even through the hard times, which they know are coming. Nothing is more fulfilling than being a mother. I have never talked to a 40-something, 50-something, 60-something woman who didn't have any kids be like, you know what? Sleeping around through my 20s, 30s, 40s, and half of my 50s, man, that was really fulfilling. I wouldn't change a thing. I would not change a thing. So while sleeping around is great and a lot more fun than, I don't know, raising a child and having a family, there's a price to be paid on the back end. You are absolutely freaking you're lonely. You got all sorts of mental problems. It is what it is. Geeky Anomaly, clarification, he says. My husband is a gamer, so I play games with him and have sex with him. but I like anime too, so I have sex with my anime watching buddy, Jack. Oh my God. That's good. B-Boy Noomba 1. Awesome show. Thank you. $2. Appreciate that. Red Pill Mike, $10, says women are using the word traditional now like submissive. They associate these words with not just a negative connotation, but the most extreme examples they can derive in their heads. 1,000%. 1,000%. The act of submission, as it is defined within the context of a sexual relationship between a man and a woman, is taking the role of the follower, putting his needs before your own, relinquishing control. That's being submissive. Women like to disingenuously characterize being submissive as timidly walking around with his dinner and a black eye hoping he won't explode because his steak is overcooked. That's not submissive. That's a stupid woman in an abusive relationship. Interestingly enough, women in Ivisuba relationships tend to be the most submissive. But that wasn't a symptom back then. Back then, if a woman was with an Isuvib man, right, she got the hell up out of there. She got up out of there. But again, because the womanist movement changed all sorts of mentalities, well, guess what? Now, women stay with men who are Ivisuba because that's really the only masculinity they're privy to. A lot of guys want to know, well, why do women too, why doesn't she just go, why doesn't she get away? Why doesn't she move out? Why didn't she just leave him? Part of the reason, other than, I guess, some psychological hangups she might have, a big part of that is because men who are Ivisuba, spelled backwards, are the only masculine men she knows. This is why I always say, women who have ever been E-par, spelled backwards, or D-par, spelled backwards, or have been in physically Ivisuba relationships, black flags. Because even though those experiences for her were terrible, it scarred her. You're boring compared to the guy who E-par'd her, or who was Ivisuba, both spelled backwards. And as terrible as those experiences are terrible, but guess what? She wasn't bored. And anything but extreme Isuba just doesn't really move the needle. This is why women who are in Ivisuba relationships, when they get out of them finally, they seek other men who are Risuva. I'm trying to keep it clean for YouTube. You guys know how that goes. Good super chat there, Red Pill Mike. Geeky Anomaly, $5. Says, I love to go hiking, but my husband doesn't, so I have a hiking buddy, Gary, and I have three times with him too. Oh my God, yeah, that's what it is. There you go. Michael Betroke IV with the $2 super sticker, appreciate that. Dr. Thunder, $5, paying my respect to the CME. Let's go. Dr. Thunder will be at the Conference of Masculine Excellence, so I'm very, very much looking forward to that. Later on in the show, guys, we are going to get to the Kim Kardashian, Van Jones relationship. I'm going to cover a little bit on what Van Jones's clear objective here is. And I'm going to talk about the way Kim Kardashian moves as far as relationships go. That is like the typical American female. So you guys want to stick around for that. Also, I will be continuing my Temptation Island breakdowns, my live Temptation Island breakdowns. I do not watch ahead. I watch them live right here with you guys. So you guys get my genuine, organic reaction and thoughts. Really, my entire empire is built atop breaking down dating shows. It all started with Love is Blind way back in the day, and it's been a good time since. So be sure to stay tuned for both of those. But what we are going to talk about now, hang on. Oh, one more word, actually. One more word. I actually forgot to get to this. One more word about polyamorous relationships and the misconceptions. There is a misconception that polyamorous relationships are normally between a bunch of attractive people, right? I think sometimes they call these people swingers, whatever the case may be. And if they're swingers, they obviously just call themselves swingers, right? If they're swingers, that's just what it is. Hey, we're swingers. We like to swing, blah, 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 blah. This is just what they do. They're swingers. Now, swingers are usually pretty attractive people. Swingers are usually very, very attractive people. It's because they obviously have a high sexual standard. If you're going to swing with another couple, that couple needs to be attractive. Well, that is not the same, in theory, as polyamorous relationships. You see, the world would have you believe that polyamorous relationships look a little something like this, right? Attractive guy, he's in bed with 3 women, they're all attractive. This is what the world would have you believe is the typical polyamorous relationship. But in the real world, this is what they really look like. Okay, that's what a real polyamorous relationship looks like. Okay, this right here, this is not polyamory. Okay, that's not polyamory. That's a harem. Okay, that is a harem. That is not polyamory. You Google polyamory and Google tells you that polyamorous couples are all attractive. No, dude, 11 times out of 10, anytime. Here, I'll give you 2 statistics, and this is not based on anything. This is just based on fact. I just know this to be fact. 11 out of 10 relationships that are polyamorous, it is always the woman sleeping with a bunch of guys. It is always the woman sleeping with a bunch of guys. A man who is in relationships with multiple women, that's not polyamory. That is a harem. And the reason for this is because it's never the guy who suggests that he open the relationship. Guys never suggest, hey, let's have an open relationship. No, guys will just go out and smash other chicks. Listen, man, we don't want to, listen, I'm not trying to share my girl with anybody, right? I'm not trying to share her with anybody. Just go out and smash other chicks. That's what men do. Men, listen, I've never heard of any man, hey, let's open up the relationship. Dude, if you suggest to your girlfriend or your wife, hey, let's open up the relationship, she's going to tell you, hell no. Hell no. But then she might think, okay, well, if he wants to have an open relationship, clearly there are other females that are attracted to him. Pre-selection, post-selection, we know all about that. But if you, listen, I have rarely heard of a man, if ever, suggesting an open relationship or a polyamorous relationship. No, 11 times out of 10. Dude, 15 times out of 10. It is always, in this country, it is always the woman. Now, a lot of people say, well, if polyamorous relationships is the answer to the age-old question, well, if you don't want to be with your husband anymore, why cheat? Just leave. Well, women don't want to leave. They don't want to leave that relationship. Why? They're taken care of financially, right? This is why women cheat. If she's not in love with her husband anymore, she cheats. She cheats because she wants the side sausage, but she still wants the house and 3 kids and soccer practice and all of that fun stuff, right? Only when she gets to a certain threshold where she actually starts to fall for the guy she's banging, only then will she actually file for the divorce. But the reason why women cheat is because they no longer love or care for their husbands, at least not in that way. Well, women predictably figured out, okay, I don't want to get shamed for divorcing my husband, so hey, I know what we can do. Let's have an open relationship. Let's have an open relationship. And get this, women with attractive husbands never suggest, let's have an open relationship. Would you like to know why? Because they know the husband would get other chicks. When women who ask their husbands to have open relationships are simply asking for permission to cheat. Well, what's the problem? He can sleep with other women too. He could, but he's not. Because if you knew that he could smash chicks other than you, you would not have suggested an open relationship. No way. Well, I mean, he can't. No, listen, he can, but he is not. He is not. And the husband always reluctantly goes along with it because he's afraid he's going to lose his woman. Little does he know he's going to end up losing his woman anyway. The day your wife asks you to open your relationship, hire a lawyer. Hire a lawyer. Hire a lawyer and hope that you can come out of there with at least your dignity and your pride. But yes, on your screen is what is what the internet, the world, would have you believe is the typical polyamorous relationship. This is the typical polyamorous relationship. It is, dude, it is almost always one extremely unattractive woman and a bunch of extremely unattractive guys. Devin always says that there is no such thing. There's no such thing as lipstick. Hang on a second. I got to type this. Now, see, I got to type this word backwards so I can get away with saying it. Give me a second. Let's see. Snabes. Oh, God, I can't say that. Snabe. Snip. You know what? Let's try this. Snaibsel. Ah! Snapesel. There we go. There are no such things as lipstick snazebells. Spelled backwards. Snabesel. Spelled backwards. No such thing. Women who are switch hitters, right? Women who are extremely happy, if you know what I mean, who play for their same team, if you guys are getting my meaning, are almost always unattractive. There's no such thing as a 9 or a 10 who swings that way. Not even close. They are always strictly sausagely. Now, they might go through a phase where they'll do some same type dating, trying to keep it clean. Right? They'll have a tryst or two. They might perform a couple of acts in a menage a trois. But outside of that, hot chicks are smashing dudes. Right? They're smashing dudes. Well, women who come out as snabesels, usually pretty unattractive. They are snabesels because they have to be. And I don't blame them, man. Like, you have to find love from somebody. If you're the type of woman who's almost nobody's type, then yeah, why not? Well, it's the same as what you guys are seeing on your screen. It is the same as what you are seeing on your screen. These guys, honestly, these guys look like incels. They really, really do. She's no prize either, but look at her. She's happy as a clam. She is having unprotected relations with all four of these men. I actually pulled this picture from a story. This woman is actually pregnant, and she doesn't know who the father is, and she is just so excited to see who the father is. And in the article, all four of them are like, I know it's me. Ay. This is not what polyamorous relationships look. This right here is what polyamorous relationships look like. Guys, this is what they look like. It is usually one unattractive female surrounded by a bunch of unattractive men. That's what it comes down to. And if a woman has an attractive husband or an attractive boyfriend, ain't no way she is suggesting opening the marriage or becoming polyamorous. No way. All right. Didn't mean to get off track there. I forgot to show you guys that one graphic. Guys, do me a favor. If this is your first time watching, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like or dislike. Hit the thumbs up or thumbs down. Engagement, one way or another, is key to pushing this content in the algorithm, getting it out to more people, getting the message out, things of that nature. I'd appreciate that very much. Cryomancer with the big $50 super chat says, why am I hearing the farmer in the Dell looking at that pic? Wow. Holy smokes. Red Pill Mike, ooh, I can't repeat that on the air, but it is very funny. It is very funny. I'm glad he didn't super chat that in, because I would really, I'd have to read it, and I don't want to do that. Don't want to have to do that. He says, she looks like the one with the CNEP spelled backwards. See, Coach Greg Adams he's got a whole vocabulary all his own. I just spell words backwards. I listen, Isuba, Epar, Noitroba, Snabesels, or Snibsels, right? So listen, we got to be creative. We got to be creative, and I think that eventually that's going to help us out. Let's get to our next story here. Yep, that's right. Lizzo is back in the news. So if we all remember, a couple weeks ago, Lizzo revealed that she had drunk texted one Chris Evans. Chris Evans, as we all know, is the V'd out Alpha Chad, otherwise known as Captain America. Chris Evans he's actually a pretty good actor. He was really, really good in Knives Out, a whodunit film. If you guys haven't watched Knives Out, you got to check that out. It's a modern day whodunit, brilliantly made, brilliantly made. I'm not gonna spoil it, but definitely listen. If you're home bored on a Saturday night with your woman, Knives Out will give you a great, great laugh. Anyway, so apparently yesterday she released more DMs of her drunk texting Chris Evans. Now let's go to the first one. Here. This is what came out a few weeks before. It's just, this is really cringy. It's very, very cringy. Very, 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 very cringy. Because, she puts it out there, and Chris Evans says, "No shame in a drunk DM," gives her the kiss emoji. "God knows I've done worse on this app, LOL. Chris Evans taking the high road, being nice. He wants to, he's trying to play around with her, letting her down easy, right? But Lizzo not really taking the hint, and Lizzo knows he's just saying this to be nice, right? So instead of just bowing out with what little, and listen, man, she's got nothing to lose. I'll give her that. You got nothing to lose. It's freaking Chris Evans. Shoot your shot. Then she says, "Well, they say you miss 100% of the shots you never take. Even though I unsent it like a dork, I'm glad you know that I exist now." Chris Evans replies, "Of course I do. I'm a fan. Keep up the great work. XXX heart emoji." Oh man, there might actually be no, there's not. Not even close. Lizzo has no shot with Chris Evans. And you want to know why? You want to know why this is hypocritical? Because, and this is the thing, man. As a man or a woman, you have the right to shoot your shot at whoever you want. That doesn't mean it's a good idea. And the main difference between men and women is that women seem to dislike very much when inferior men shoot their shot at them. Women get pissed off. They get upset. If a guy who doesn't measure up to her standards, at least physically, from the outside, I don't know, maybe he looks poor, broke, skinny, whatever, they get offended that such a man would actually try to hit on her. They actually get upset, they get mad. "Oh my God, you have no business hitting on me. I'm out of your league. Out of your league." But then Lizzo, who is clearly not, let me just be nice. She's not Chris Evans' type. Not even a little bit close. I'm going to go out on the limb, and I'm going to say Lizzo probably isn't his type. Nobody has a problem with her shooting her shot at him, even though she doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell. Nobody is buying the fact that Lizzo actually has a chance with, wait a minute, let's read the article. Oh my God, I can't read today. Ellie Bate wrote this yesterday. Says, ICYMI. Lizzo shared a little social media faux pas with the world last week when she revealed she had slid into Chris Evans' Instagram DMs while drunk. There's a picture of the lovely Lizzo. Well-defined arms and everything. A couple of signs there that you can tell a woman is gravitationally challenged is you cannot see her collarbone and her upper arms, well, look like that. Chris Evans, clearly a good-looking dude. He's got the best genes. He's all V'd out. He's Captain America. He's got the, listen, Chris Evans can have any woman he wants. Any woman he wants, right? The Truth Hurts singer shared a TikTok showing screenshots of herself shooting her shot at the Captain America actor. And the best part was neither of them followed each other at the time. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, boy. The reason I'm upset about this one is because I know I'm not going to be able to marry him, Lizzo said in the video. And honestly, it hurts me to the core because, damn, Papa, he a rare breed, no comparing. Oh, okay. The caption simply read, "Don't drink and DM kids." You know, this is some underhanded BS by Lizzo. This is some underhanded BS by Lizzo because what she is doing here is she is forcing Chris Evans to reject her. She is forcing him to do the uncomfortable thing. She is forcing him to do the uncomfortable thing. A lot of really older women like to do this with guys, right? They like to do this with guys. A while back, I did an episode about an article written by a then 59-year-old Robin Korth, who went out and spent the weekend with, I think the guy's name was Dave, right? Guy's name was Dave. She went out, spent the weekend with her, and they were not intimate one time. They were not intimate one time, right? And so she quote, wondered aloud, why not? You know what I mean? And the thing is this, man, she actually forced him to tell her. Robin Korth knew why this dude didn't sleep with her that weekend. He did not sleep with her that weekend. Now, Dave called her body straight up too wrinkly. Too wrinkly. Matter of fact, I've got an excerpt of it right here, and I'm going to bring this right back around to Lizzo because this has everything to do with it. She says, and so we planned a weekend. You know what? I might actually just pull this up. Hang on a second. The Ugly Truth, Robin Korth. I didn't plan on doing this, but you want to know something? Hang on a second. Where is it? The Naked Truth. Is it My Naked Truth? My Naked Truth. Robin Korth. This is incredible. Here we go. Oh, the Kindness blog. Yes, there it is. There it is. There is the, this is just, so, and I promise I'm going to bring this back around, but just hear me out here, guys. Hear me out. So she says, I'm a 59-year-old woman in great health, in good physical shape. I stand 5 feet 9 inches tall, weigh 135 pounds. I wear size 6 in both jeans and panties, and my breasts are nowhere near my navel. In fact, they struggle to make it fill up the B-cup bra. My thighs are no longer velvet, and my buttocks have dimples. My upper arms wobble a bit, and my skin shows the marks of the sun. You got liver spots, sweetheart. There's a softness around my waist that is no longer perfectly taut, and the pout of my abdomen attests to the C-section that took its bikini flatness but gave me a son. Listen, sweetheart. Listen. This woman expects us to care why she looks terrible naked. Not gonna happen, sweetheart. Women don't give a damn. Listen, women don't give a damn why you're broke. They just care that you're broke. Women don't care how you got your money. They just care that you have the money. That's not an indictment on the female species. This is just how it is. But women, on the other hand, whenever something doesn't go their way, or if there's some circumstance or something that is unfavorable about them, they expect us to give them the benefit. They expect us to care about how they got there. Well, the reason I lost my job is, nope, we don't care. Well, the reason I'm 60 pounds overweight is, don't care. We don't care why you're not in good shape. We care that you're not in good shape. It is the same as women. Women are not going to sit there and, you know what? John was 367 pounds and he smelled bad, but you know something? He was Isuba as a child, and he has a goiter, a thyroid disease that he just can't. You know what? Because of those extenuating circumstances, I'm gonna date John. Even though he is not my type, I actually buy that explanation, and his explanation is good enough for me to make him the exception to the rule. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Women don't care how you got there. They care that you're there. Women don't care why you're a failure. They just care that you're a failure. Well, as Robin explains, we met on a dating site. Dave was interesting, gentlemanly, and bright. He held my hand and toured me on long bicycle rides. He drove many miles to come to my door. He made meals for the both of us and ruffled my dog's happy head. I was enticed and longed for the full knowing of this man. This is a 59-year-old woman yearning for the full knowing. She wants to have biblical relations with Dave. Just try not to think about that too much. And so we planned a weekend together. That's when things got confusing, unspoken, and just not quite there. We went to bed in a couple's way, unclothed and touching all parts near. Kisses were shared and sleep came in hugs. I attempted more intimacy throughout the weekend and was deterred each time. So there she goes again with us telling us what her body is not, right? Instead of telling us what it is. She said, not perfect inch. Translation, old and decrepit body. Like, that's like, this is what happens. This is what happens. We don't care. We don't care. We care that. On Monday evening over the phone, this is where this gets really, this is just done in bad faith. On Monday evening over the phone, I asked this man who had shared my bed for 3 nights running why we had not made love. Your body is too wrinkly, he said without pause. I have spoiled myself over the years with young women. I just can't get excited with you. I love your energy and your laughter, he continues. Pardon me. I like your head and your heart, but I just can't deal with your body. Oh boy. I was stunned. The hurt would come later. I asked him slowly and carefully if he found my body hard to look at. She asked him, do you find my body hard to look at? He said yes. Then she goes one step further. So this means seeing me naked was troublesome to you? I asked. He told me that he had just looked away, and when the lights were out, he pretended my body was younger, that I was younger. My breath came deep and full as I processed this information. My face blazed as I felt embarrassment and shame by the memories of my easy nakedness with him in days just past. For this woman, and again, I'm going to tie this to Lizzo. Stay with me, guys, because this is the exact same thing. For this woman, Robin Korth, to give us the impression that she was actually shocked at the idea that a man would find her body repulsive is as transparent as a window. This chick knew her body was a disaster, but rather than admitting it to herself and acting accordingly, she puts a man in the undesirable position of actually telling her that her body is too wrinkly in order to make him the bad guy. How dare he? How dare he tell me what I probably already knew? But get this, guys. Get this. And this is where we're bringing this around to Lizzo. Robin Korth wasn't shocked at what he thought. No. She was shocked that he actually said it. And this was her plan to guilt another man into sleeping with her. Let me explain what I mean. And again, this is what Lizzo is trying to do here. Okay? You see, gentlemen, women like Miss Korth here, she tried to pull what women try all the time, which is pretending to ignore the truth, then relying on a man to be afraid to tell her the truth, then hoping that he'll sleep with her in order to avoid sticking with the lie that he told her when he said, there's nothing wrong with you or your body. You're not overweight. Your body isn't too wrinkly. Robin Korth was relying on a man's fear of not telling her the truth so she could get lucky. She was going to put his feet to the fire and hope he caved. Well, if there's nothing with my body, then why don't you sleep with me? That was the idea. Let me guys ask you something here. You think this is the first time Miss Robin Korth has run this gambit? You think this is the first time she has asked a man why he didn't sleep with her? Guys, she does this. She used to do this all the time. And until she met Dave, who was unafraid to keep it all the way real, Robin was batting 1,000. Every dude she ran this scam on fell for this, but Dave did not. And she was so shocked, she decided to write an article about it because she just could not believe that a man would tell her straight up that he was not sexually attracted to her and proceeded to tell her why. Well, this is exactly what Lizzo is attempting to do with one Chris Evans. She is trying to put him in the unenviable position of rejecting her. She is going to try to use the body positivity and beauty at all sizes to shame Chris Evans into giving her some sort of sexual clout. Well, if Chris Evans wants me, well, then other guys should want me too. But look at this. So a little further down, as we continue our story, he says, and things only got better because the following day, Lizzo shared another TikTok video revealing that Chris had not only responded to her message, but also followed her back. You see what she's doing here, guys? You see what she's doing? She has literally, listen, man, the reason she put this out there was not to clout chase. Lizzo's got enough clout. She didn't need any clout. No, she wanted to put Chris Evans on the spot. This was a ploy. This is a ploy. Oh, woe is me. I drunk DM'd Chris Evans. Ha 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 ha. She put it out there because if Chris Evans doesn't follow Lizzo, then guess what happens? That's right. We get all sorts of narratives about Chris Evans types and beauty standards and what. Why wouldn't a guy like Chris Evans date a girl like Lizzo? Those kinds of things. Duet, blah, 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 blah. Could have done worse, da, 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 da. This is now, in case you're unaware, last year, Chris accidentally shared an explicit photo with his own Instagram story when he posted a screenshot of his camera roll. I don't care about that. I don't know about that. Listen to this. It's safe to say people were extremely here for the reaction. Look at this. And when Lizzo and Chris Evans get married, I won't know, or I know I won't end up with Chris Evans, but at least Lizzo might, and I'm okay with that. Guys, I'm here to tell you. Remembering Lizzo and Chris's first listen, I'm trying to tell you. Which, of course, meant they wanted updates, and Lizzo delivered over the weekend, posting yet another TikTok video exposing a few more of her DMs with Chris. Let me see what your pause game is like, blah, 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 blah. And then this, of course, is him just being nice. Like a dork, blah, blah, blah. The reason why Lizzo is making this public is because she wants to put public pressure on guys like Chris. And she wants to put public pressure on Chris Evans. Oh, listen, Chris. Hey, man, just take her out on a date. Just see what happens. Who knows? You might like her. Chris Evans ain't here for that. And how much do you want to bet Chris Evans absolutely did not want to follow Lizzo? And of course, she says the rest of the conversation is unfortunately covered, but we can see it continued. This is people are, yeah, I'll be looking forward to the next update. Yeah, I won't. I will not be looking forward to the next update because all this is, like I said, this is literally a desperate ploy of a woman trying to creak in the door of a man she has no business hollering at. No business at all. I don't even have to say why. Listen, man, I'm not going to say anything terrible about Lizzo. All I will say is that Lizzo is 1,000% not Chris Evans type. Period. Okay, let's take a look at the super chats as they are coming in. Geeky Anomaly with the another $5 super chat. Says it's so sad my ex-friend's son is being raised in a poly home and the other dudes is instilling corrupt values in his son and he can't stop it. Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. Really is. Red Pill Mike with another big $50 super chat said, so a fat chick continues to try to shame a guy way out of her league who was actually as nice as possible in conveying his response, and we are supposed to feel a certain way towards him, but nothing toward the broad with head med issues. Right. Lizzo knows what she's doing. This is not some, oh, I'm just having fun. No, this is strategic. Let's put pressure, public pressure, on Chris Evans to take Lizzo out on a date. Chris Evans is not here for that. He's going to shut that. He's going to nice her away. Maybe he'll take her on a, you know what? If I'm Chris Evans' publicist, listen, check this out. Take Lizzo out on a date. Take her out on a Zoom date, right? Do an Instagram live where the two of you are, drinking wine, shooting the breeze. You can clink your wine glasses together, cheers, blah, 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 blah. Well, hell of a first date. Come on. This is clearly, yes. Virtuous is now a member of the Sharpshooters. I appreciate that. Very much. Danny DBC on the Sharp Stream side says, walk away. Sirius on Sharp Stream says, I'm looking forward to the shooting her down. He's not going to shoot her down. He is going to nice her down. Chris Evans he's not going to shoot her down with a shotgun. He's going to do it with a silencer. So that, what a silencer sounds like nobody can't hear the bullet, but you see a body. That's how Chris Evans is going to do that. That's how he's going to do that. Pardon me. All right. Well, let's get to the last story here. And that is Kim Kardashian is rumored to be dating CNN's Van Jones. Now, Van Jones is he's a political pundit. He is a pro-black activist. He was actually in the documentary, I think it's called Crack. It's about the crack epidemic and about how they, positioned crack to, arrest a bunch of black people. And it was quite an eye-opening documentary, man. I actually got pretty pissed off watching it, man, because it really sort of broke down how, and you guys know I'm not that guy, but you watch that documentary and it's clear that this was a blatant attempt at marginalizing certain types of people. But I digress. Van Jones, he's a political commentator, political pundit, works for CNN. He's a liberal, left-leaning, blah 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 blah. So the article starts, are they or aren't they? Rumors of Kim Kardashian possibly dating CNN's Van Jones have been circulating since the announcement of her split with Kanye West, according to Page 6. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Let's continue. She knows, I guess that's an article or a magazine, reported that they were romantically linked back as far as January of this year. Why is that significant? Well, let's take a look here. Kim Kardashian officially filed for divorce from West, 43, in February. Sorry about that. Get this out of here. Dang it. Oh, for God's sakes. Wait a minute, where did it go? I just had it. I swear to God, dude. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. There it is. Kardashian officially filed for divorce from West, who's 43, in February after nearly 7 years of marriage. You know, that's interesting. February. And it says that reportedly they were romantically linked back as far as January of this year. Guys, this is what we call monkey branching. And every woman does it. Every woman does it, including, as it happens, Kim Kardashian. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian have always had their problems. Kanye is a special kind of weird, crazy genius. Anybody, listen, if you want to know how Kanye West's mind works, watch his appearance on Rogan. Dude, it is out there. And Rogan just lets him go. Like, he is all over the place. He's all over the place. But, you know, he's got some mental stuff going on. He's been through some trauma, so I'll cut him some slack there. But they've had problems just like any other married couple. But Kim did not squeeze the trigger on the divorce in February until she got with Van Jones. They reported that they were romantically linked back as far as January of this year. So Kim knew that she was probably going to divorce Kanye, right? Probably knew she was going to divorce him, but didn't really get the intestinal fortitude to actually squeeze the trigger until she got with Van Jones. And this, gentlemen, is how Kim Kardashian has proved that all women are like that. Not all women are the same, guys. Not all women are the same, but all women are like that. I talked about this, the not all women are like that fallacy. Listen, man, just because a woman defies an AWOLT characteristic doesn't mean she never has before and doesn't mean she won't again. Kim Kardashian, she's supposed to be the exception to all the rules. Mega rich, celebrity, has an empire. Even she branch swings. So this, again, listen, man, Kim Kardashian, and listen, she's gorgeous. She's beautiful. I mean, for 40, whatever. I mean, listen, and don't be guy or girl. Kim Kardashian's ugly. There's so many people who actually have the gall to say that Kim Kardashian is unattractive. No, Kim Kardashian's hot. She was hotter when she was younger, but she's still very attractive. Women say Kim Kardashian's not attractive because they want to look like Kim Kardashian and bang black dudes. That's why they say she's unattractive. And she's worth, a boatload of money. But let's not be disingenuous red pill. I would never. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. 52-year-old Jones is a best-selling author and nonprofit founder, as well as a commentator. He was first publicly seen with Kardashian in 2018 at the Rolling Stones Criminal Justice Reform Summit. As keynote speakers, the pair discussed the need for prison reform in the United States. I wonder if that's where their little romance started. Yes, it was. Jones also interviewed Kardashian on CNN for the Van Jones Show to discuss her meetings with President Trump to address commuting the sentences of non-violent offenders like Alice Johnson, per the outlet, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I don't care about this stuff. I'm not a political guy. I really don't care. Here we go. As far as Jones's personal life, he split with his wife, Jana Carter, and hasn't been linked to anyone publicly since telling Wendy Williams in 2019 that he had no dating life to speak of. But amid the news that Kim is leaving her marriage and the reported reasons why, fans seem to think that Jones would make a suitable love interest for her. Yeah, I wonder why. So Kim Kardashian, obviously, branch swung. Listen, Van Jones, I think, is probably just living out his fantasy. He's wanted to smash Kim Kardashian. Listen, we all wanted to smash Kim Kardashian when we saw her on the sex tape, right? Ray J hit it on the sex tape. Kim was looking good. Dude, I saw the sex tape. I saw it. I loved it, dude. I was like, man, this is great. Who is this chick? Well, we all know who she is now. Kim is easily the most attractive of the three Kardashians, Kourtney and Khloe, right? Kim Kardashian made her way. She made her way around the NBA, finally settled. banged a couple rappers, finally settled on Kanye, who's worth over $1 billion. And Kanye really is bat guano crazy. He really, really is. Listen, man, I'm not going to blame Kim K for not wanting to be with a guy like that. It is what it is. Kanye is going to be all right with the ladies. He's going to be just fine. He'll be all right. Kim, on the other hand, will not be. I think Kim Kardashian is 40, 41, 42 years old. I don't really remember how old she is. But she is in the same unenviable position as someone like, say, Jennifer Lopez. Now, Jennifer Lopez is lucky. She's lucky. She's got A-Rod. Okay? She's got A-Rod. She broke up with him because of reported infidelity, but then common sense got the better of her and said, yeah, okay, A-Rod is the best pretty much any woman could do. I'm 52 years old. I'm lucky to be here. She wouldn't say that or admit that out loud, but she knows the score. She knows the score. A-Rod uses her for clout. He used her, really. Not to say that A-Rod doesn't care for J-Lo. Of course he does. Of course, I'm sure he loves her very much. But let's not pretend that that was also a relationship of convenience, as A-Rod was a pariah before he got with J-Lo. A-Rod and J-Lo were America's sweethearts. One of the greatest power couples ever. Jennifer Lopez knew that J-Lo knew that if this is it with A-Rod, the only reason guys would want to mess with her is just to get clout, smashing her, right? Even if other celebrities smashed her, most male celebrities do not have as much clout as J-Lo. Most male celebrities don't have as much clout as Kim K. That's just all there is to it. And I say this, dude, I've said this for years. The more money, the more status, the more power, the more celebrity a woman makes, the more she shrinks her pool of potential suitors. And the reason for this is the female id itself. A woman will not fall in love with a man whose perceived value is less than hers. So as her value, her net worth increases, her dating options decrease. You think Kim Kardashian is going to date Van Smith? Works at the local convenience store? No, of course not. That's an extreme example, but that's the example. Van Jones, how much is Van Jones worth? Let me look this up. Van Jones net worth. How much is this guy worth? Let's see. Oh. Ooh, that's bad. Oh my God. Van Jones is worth $5 million. His salary is, dude, Kim Kardashian made $5 million. Dude, Kim Kardashian made $5 million yesterday. Dude, this is headed for disaster. Kim Kardashian, net worth. Oh boy. Oi! Kim Kardashian's net worth in 2021 is $1 billion with a B dollars. $1 billion. Van Jones, $5 million. $5 million Van Jones is worth. Van Jones is looking for a come up here. She's looking for a come up. Or he's looking for a come up. And I don't blame him. Like, dude, use away. Listen, Kim K is an attractive woman. She's worth a lot of money. Listen, they usually, the Kardashian empire tends to chew men up and spit them out. James Harden got in and out with Khloe as soon as possible because he saw what happened to Lamar Odom. He saw what happened to Chris Humphries, right? He saw what happened to Reggie Bush. He's like, nah, not going that route. Not going to do that. He was in and out. That and James Harden loves to go to strip clubs, and he smashes chicks at strip clubs. This man is worth $5 million. Kim Kardashian, this just made $5 million. Just made $5 million. No way this relationship works. End of discussion. That's it. Women will never fall in love with a man whose perceived value is less than theirs. Kim K is worth $1 billion. That's 1,000 millions. 1,000 millions. Van Jones makes $1 million a year. Van Jones is a millionaire, which is otherwise extremely impressive, except for the fact that his new girlfriend is a billionaire with a B. That's it. That's it. That's it. I mean, dude, listen, the Kardashians made mincemeat out of They made mincemeat out of Kanye. And Kanye's worth $1 billion. What do you think they're going to do with Van Jones? I'm going to tell you what, man. I hope Van Jones has a plan. I hope he does. If I'm his publicist or his advisor, I'm like, yo, check this out. Smash this chick for a few months. Gain some followers, gain some clout. Maybe you can parlay that into maybe a new contract. A new, bigger contract with CNN, right? Now that your Q rating is going to go up because you're now associated with the Kardashian empire. As soon as you get your clout, get up out of there. Get up out of there. Because you're going to end up in a mental, you're either going to end up in a mental institution or you're going to move out to Wyoming in the middle of nowhere. You might think about changing teams as the one man in the Kardashian once Olympian did. It's never, dude. Men do not fare well. Men do not fare well in the Kardashian empire. They just don't. Kanye is worth $1.8 billion. Taj said, and Sharpe Stream just said that. Van Jones has not a chance. $5 million? Like, yo, like, honestly, Kim K dating Van Jones. Let me see if I can put this in perspective. Because none of us, as far as I know, are millionaires, right? Or even billionaires. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe I got millionaires watching me. But just to sort of put this in perspective, so Taj says she is worth 200 times more than he is. This would be the equivalent. Let me just do some crack mathematics here. No pun intended. So let's just say a guy makes $80,000 a year. $80,000. This is like a woman. This is like a woman whose net worth is $16 million dating a guy who makes $80,000 a year. $80,000 a year dating a woman who's worth $16 million. Oh, crap. Hang on, guys. This is Kevin. I got to take this. Sit tight. All right. Yep. That's Kevin is one of what, 3 people I pick up every time. Who do I pick up for the first time every people that I always answer the phone for? Kevin Samuels, Myron Gaines. I think there might be one more. Kevin Samuels, Myron Gaines, and actually I think it might only be one. I think it might only be those 2, to be honest with you. Oh, Crypto Charlie. Cultivate Crypto. Yeah, I pick up for Cultivate Crypto every time because he's telling me how much money I make. How much money he has made me. Shout out to those guys, Crypto Mindset course dropping on June 7th, the day after, as it happens, the CME. But like I was saying, guys, this is the equivalent of a woman who's worth $16 million dating a man who makes $80,000 a year. That's just not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. And I know Kim K thinks that she's doing the world some kind of favor to show that, hey, you know what? We can be out here dating, lower status men. Love conquers all. There's no such thing as love, sweetheart. There's no such thing as love. It's winners and losers. It's the unspoken agreement. The man provides the resources. The woman provides exclusive access to her body. You cannot expect a woman to give you exclusive access to her body if her net worth is 200 times more than yours. Not going to happen. Charles in the chat says French Montana. Says French Montana fell off as well. Yeah, that was very, very short-lived. French Montana. Excellent show today, guys. Very, very good show. A lot of you guys are digging the new format. I am. I know I am. It's I used to really carefully script all my shows, but I think I'm good enough now freestyle to just talk. And I'll tell you what, the way I got better at it is I talk to myself all the time. Anytime I see something on TV or a news article, I'll just sit there and have a conversation with myself. And at one point I realized if I can practice having these conversations with myself enough, that might be able to translate to live streams. And so now I can do that on live streams. So, all right, let's see. Danny DBC on the Sharpe stream side says Kim K is alpha widowed by billionaires only. That's right. Taj Sid says if Van Jones is clever, he would try to play the we don't need no prenup card and get a piece. No, the Kardashians are not. They're too smart for that. Van Jones says that Sirius says Van Jones is going for the divorce EPAR. Yes. Very good. Taj Sid, of course, was the person who did the math for me. She's worth 200 times more than he is. 200x. He also says, so Sirius on Sharpe Stream says, I do think there is some diminishing returns. Big leap from 80K to 16 million for a lifestyle. Not sure for $1 million to $1 billion. No, Sirius. Listen, a guy who makes 80,000 would definitely date a woman who's worth 16 million, just not the other way around. Women who are worth 16 million would never date a guy making 80 grand a year, right? Like that's just not going to happen. Women do not date down. Not like this. Not like Kim K. I don't know. Maybe this is a publicity stunt. Here's something. Drury Raven says perhaps the Kardashians are backing him for a run at a political office. Maybe. I mean, listen, dude. If Bruce Jenner if Caitlyn Jenner can run for governor of California, what's not to say the Kardashians can't throw their money behind a candidate of their choosing? I wonder if they're backing him, by the way, or I wonder if they're backing her, by the way. I'm not trying to be funny. I just, all I see is the Wheaties box, man. Stephen Ortiz with a $20 super chat. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. So, guys, that's going to do it for this edition of TSR Live. Again, the party continues over on Sharpe Stream, sharpestream.com, or the app, where we will continue our Temptation Island breakdowns. If you want chat privileges, become a patron at patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Otherwise, it is absolutely free to watch. We'll see you over there, guys. Hang on, guys. I'm still here. I'm just I'm a little lost on my controls here. Just give me a second. Okay, there's that. I need to. There we go. All right. I'm still here, guys. The screen is black, but don't sweat it. I just need to eliminate the other audiences.